Hi friends, uh, my name is Mac, and this session is about a tool that I have worked on, that I've created for SSIS. Why I created this tool is because when I was working for some of the SSIS projects, I found it particularly useful, not just for my team or my project or for my company, but it's a very general thing, and it can be used for anyone who is working on SSIS. So I'll open a sample SSIS package. This is one SSIS package that we deal with, a pretty big package. You see so many tasks, so many DFTs, so many sequence container, for each loops, for loops, and you see like this is an actual SSIS package, how it looks like. And if I am going to show you the variables, you see the variable list. So a big list of variables that we see over here, and each variable has some expression assigned to it. So if I have to see a variable, the expression, the value, then I have to open that individually and I have to see the expression. This is okay when we work for the development projects, when we are starting from the scratch, but we also know that how many new developments are happening, and what is the maintenance ratio. So I want to say is how many of us work on development projects and how many of us work on maintenance projects, and ultimately whatever you develop is one day or the other going to be a maintenance project for someone else, right? So let's say if I'm working on this maintenance project, and I have to search for some expression value, then I have to check for each and every variable value, the expression, that where exactly I've used that column name, that query, where I've used, right? There's no easy way to find that. So that is one problem with this, and believe me, I struggle with that very much. I was struggling when I was doing implementation of this package for one client, for the other client, and so on, because we had to make changes in the query, some column names we had to change. Okay, so that was the problem that I was facing. So one was that problem. Okay, what was the second problem was that whenever I'm going to change a variable, let's say I'm going to change this variable, then I don't know that which all places this variable is getting used. Okay, this variable may be a part of some other variable, an expression or something, and this variable may be a part of some task, DFT or something. So that was a bit difficult to find from this package. Second thing was I was working on this package, and maybe after 2 days I was not there, I was on leave, so someone else worked on this package, and when I came back he's not there, or due to some reasons I need to know what changes he made in terms of variables to that package. Okay, so that difference is also not very easy in SSIS. So these three issues are there that I found, and I think that these issues are not particular for me or for my company or for my project. These are for everyone, anyone who is working on SSIS. So this is the tool that I created with the help of C#. How it works is it helps me in comparing the SSIS packages. It helps me in searching for a column or a query among the variables, and it also traces a variable's use. How easy it is, I'll just show you in a minute. So this is the two SSIS packages that I was just mentioning about, and if you see the size, they are the big packages like 11 MB and 12 MB size. So what we have to do is open a text pad or a notepad, whatever, and just drag this SSIS DTSX files to this. Okay, so everyone knows that it is internally an XML file. So if I open the tool that I have created, this tool, in the tab of input XML, it asks me to give an input for the first SSIS and for the second SSIS. So here are two options. One is the copy XML, and other is the browse XML. In copy XML, it opens a new window. So this is nothing but you have to copy paste this XML that I just opened by dragging the DTSX file to a notepad. Okay, and when you do that, in the end of submit, it asks you whether you want to save it or not. So you can directly save it as an XML, and later in you can reuse which I am going to in browse XML, right? If you see, I've already saved these two XMLs here, XML1 and XML2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to browse it. So here I will browse to XML1, open, and I'll do a load. So it's loading that, and I'll load a second XML. So it takes some time because the files are pretty big, and right now I can tell you what this tool is doing internally. It is parsing the whole XML, and from that XML it is bringing the list of variables, the values, the expressions of that variable, the expression values. Like it is parsing the whole XML, and you can see like 12 MB file is pretty big, right? So it is doing that. Very soon what we are going to see is that in this place we are going to see the number of the variables that are declared in this package, the number of tasks that are in this package, and same way we are going to see the number of variables in the second SSIS, right? Okay, so here's the list for the SSIS 1, XML1. This was the file, right? 229, 220. So a rough estimate we can easily find 229, 229 and 1899, 1899. So simple, the name. So on clicking it gives the list of the variables and the value expression and the variable expression value, right? And similarly it does it for this. But if you see, they are both at 229s, and I cannot figure out what is the difference unless and until I copy the expression of all these variables and make it to some Excel and then do the comparison. So that is not a good thing, right? So I'll go to comparison report. Okay, this is the comparison report. I see so many changes, right? But actually we should not bother about so many, because we have to see what is the change type. You see the change type. So actually out of all these there are only two changes. One change type is expression value, and the other is expression. So all those people who are working on SSIS, they know that expression is the main, and expression value depends on what configurations you are passing or what are the values in the variables that you are passing. So expression value may change. It doesn't affect us, because maybe for second SSIS I am using some different configuration file, and for SSIS 1 I am using a different configuration file. So we should not bother about that. What we have to say is the expression. So I can see that for these three variables the expression has got changed. So this is something that I wanted to know, that where that developer who was working in my absence has made the change. If you want to see the change, what I'll do, I'll copy the expression, write it here, copy the expression for XML2, see what's the difference. Okay, so here's the difference. You see the last column, this column is present in this XML2 but is missing in XML1, right? So there's a clear difference in expression that I wanted to figure out, and you can see how simple it made. It just took some a minute, I guess, not even a minute. So a minute or two it took, and it gave me the difference. So I can ignore all these expression values and I will take this expression. So this is the first thing, the first problem that I was talking about. Now let's go to my second and the third problem. Search. Okay, here again I have to browse to the same XML. Here I have to search variable within one SSIS package, right? So that's why here is a option for browsing to a single SSIS instead of browsing two SSIS that I was doing over here, because that was a comparison feature. Now this is searching for a variable or a column or a query among the expressions of the variable, right? So a single XML is, or a single SSIS is expected here, and you can use all these independently. There is no need to load an two SSIS into input XML to use a search. You can directly open this tool, you can go to search tab and you can use it. So this is actually what most of the members in my team are using. I'll go to XML1. So if I go to click on search without writing anything, it simply gives me the list of all the variables. You'll see here 229, the same that was shown over here, right? So now what we can do is, let's say I have to search for a query, a column claim. claim ID. So claim ID value is used in expression of all these variables, right? And I can filter out with the name of these. Okay, so this filter we can do on the displayed values, right? So this is something that helped us. So with the help of this you can find out some really difficult terms that are we have to find. Believe me, the people who work in maintenance activity, they will understand my pain, how painful it is when you have to make a change, when your manager or your senior superior tells you that this is simple, you just have to go on and make the change in a query, but you don't know where that query actually is, right? So the change is simple, the change is like of 2 minutes, but to find the exact place where you have to make the change is different. Okay, so it will help you in finding the location where you have to make the change. So this was my second painful task that I was referring to. Now let's come to the analysis report. In analysis report, what I have to do is I have to click on analyze. By clicking on analyze, it will give me the list of all the variables, and with the list, okay, so here's the list. So this is the list of all the variables I was referring to, all the variables that are present in this package. So the one of the problem out of those three problems that I just mentioned in the beginning of this session was I need to know that complete trail of the variables. If I'm going to change a variable or if I'm going to delete a variable, I don't know whether that variable may be a part of some other variable. It might be used as an expression for some variable, or it might be a result set, or it might be a parameter or an expression for a task. Okay, I don't know. So in that case it will fail the complete package. So how should I know before going to delete some variable or before making some change to that variable? Very easy. The list is here with you. If you want, you can filter it with this batch ID. Okay, so only batch names. So if I double click this batch ID, it gives me that this batch ID variable is getting used in expression of these many variables. It is also used as a expression in SQL tasks. Okay, execute SQL task. It is also used as a parameter for these tasks, and it is also used as a result for set for these tasks. So I should be I'm sure now that if I'm going to delete this batch ID, my package is going to be terrible. It's going to fail, non-fatal errors, right? So this helped me in solving all of those three issues that I was referring to. And here's the option of generating a report. So this report you can save as an HTML and you can take it to a local machine so as to refer to anytime, right? Even when you don't have that SSIS packages with you. So this is the tool that I have created, and I wanted to introduce this tool to the entire SSIS community or the SQL community so that they can benefit out of it. And I have prepared it just not for me or for my team, but for all. And the reason I have shared this code in the Codeplex, this complete tool and the source code and everything, is that anyone who likes this can get the code. If they need, they can send me a mail. I will help them to understand the code. If there is some place I have not written properly, we can take it to a new level, to some level wherein we can use it as a plugin to the BIDS or the data tools. So hope you like this tool and you will visit this page. I'll give this link of this Codeplex in the comment section of the YouTube. So thank you, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.